What else is new?
Well, we have to do a new Vince Vaughn movie, and I'm very sorry about that. So, Unfinished Business. You've probably seen the posters. The posters basically say, yeah, business trip, and it's Vince Vaughn, and it's Tom Wilkinson, and it's Dave Franco. And so the story is Vince Vaughn is a businessman working at a company in which Sienna Miller is his superior. And he wants bigger recognition for what he does. And she says, well, you can't have it. And he says, well, I'm going to leave. And she says, okay, fine. So he leaves.
Just like that?
She does it like that. That's how it goes. And so he leaves. And he's going to set up his own company. And at the beginning, in the parking lot, he meets Tom Wilkinson, who is also leaving. He says, you want to come?
What's Tom doing there, then?
I think he's picking up the check. Uh-huh. And he also meets Dave Franco, who also seems to be leaving the building with his cardboard box. Here's a humorous interaction between them.
How about you, young buck, huh? Are you starshipping with us?
Yeah.
What did you do at Dynamic?
Oh, no, no, I don't work there.
You just walked out of there.
Well, I interviewed.
But you got a box with office belongings there?
Yeah, I brought it to the interview to show competence.
Do you have any sales experience?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Great.
Yeah, Foot Locker.
And reasons for leaving?
I don't like feet.
What? No, okay. So they set up a company, and then they're instantly, and they have to chase a deal. And in order to chase the deal, they have to go to somewhere else in America. And then while they're there, it turns out that the person they need to make the deal with is in Berlin. So they have to go to Berlin. Meanwhile, Sienna Miller is on the outskirts because she's kind of also trying to cut something. So they go to Berlin on best business trip ever. And would you know, when they get to Berlin, there's the marathon, there's the G8 summit, there's the Oktoberfest, and most hilariously, there's a gay fetish festival that's going on. So you go, okay, fine. So they are three, useless here. Something will have to happen with all of these things. The thing will have to happen with the marathon, the thing will have to happen with the Gay Fetish Festival, the thing will have to happen with the Oktoberfest, which actually kind of doesn't. And the thing will have to happen with G8 Summit, which sort of does. And, okay, now, the thing is that this is directed by Ken Scott, who made... he made Starbuck, and then he remade it as Delivery Man. And in fact, in that, he teased a marginally less awful performance from Vince Vaughn than usual. So I kind of went into this thinking, well, it's possible that it will be the upper end of Vince Vaughn. I mean, Vince Vaughn, having started his career as this guy in Swingers and he's recently, and it really has become the harbinger of cringe. He has become the Adam Sandler du nos jours. If we imagine that we take Adam Sandler out of of our days. We take Adam Sandler out of the equation for the moment, and now we're left with Vince Vaughn. And Vince Vaughn has this look on his face, which is this kind of dead-eyed stare of somebody who presumably knows that what they're now making is beyond terrible. But it doesn't matter because they're getting paid to do it. And so I started Unfinished Business in a state of moderate anxiety, but, hopefulness that maybe the directing was going to be okay. The minute we got going, it's like, oh no, it's going to be that movie. It's going to be that movie that has this thing that on the one hand, it's three men out on the raz. Yeah, they want to do all these things that are to do with sex and craziness and whoa, and they're going to do lots of jokes about their pants and their trousers and all that men talking. But on the other hand, every now and then it's going to cut back to their home life where Vince's children are dealing with serious problems. They're dealing with bullying at school and indeed the problems of being an overweight teenager. So on the one hand, he's crazy. Yeah, he's Vince Vaughn. He does that thing. He talks like Vince Vaughn. Everything's at that going. On the other hand, he is a loving husband who is trying to find you. Just as it starts to happen, I start to get more and more frustrated by the crass awfulness, the just unbelievably mind-melting terribleness of the sexual innuendo that's going, not even innuendo, that's going on in Berlin, matched with this just soul-sucking, maudlin horror of what's happening in his home life, so that you're actually asked that we have to somehow care about this character. It's like The Hangover, or it's like A Hangover, but without the fun bit of getting drunk before you have the hangover. It's just like having a hangover. It's really unfunny to the point that I start to do this thing, you start to kind of physically screw yourself up because you think the movie is getting under my skin and I'm getting really, because Nick Frost is in it, right? Nick Frost and Tom Wilkinson, people who know better, people who don't need to be doing things as demeaning.
Maybe they didn't, maybe when they signed up, it had promise.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, because of the time of the day that it is, It's 10 to 4. I can't tell you what happens with Nick Frost's character. But let me absolutely guarantee you that if he read the script, the word promise was not the word that was leaping from the script. I hope the word that was leaping from the script was $100,000. It's awful. I mean, it is really genuinely, even by Vince Vaughn's, cheese grating standards of annoyance, it's horrible. It's not funny. It's one of those bromantic dramas that imagines that there is something charming about, hey, this is what guys are really like. Young guys, middle-aged guys, old guys, they're all the same. But you know what? In the end, they love their kids. Hateful, horrible, stupid, not funny. And that's in the end, everything else would be acceptable if it didn't end with not funny. I mean, but really, properly not funny.
Not funny then.
Not
funny.
Funny. Okay?
Funny once?
No, not once.
Not once funny.
Nil
Not
point
funny at all.
laughter. Okay? And I sat next to James King, who I use as my bellwether of what other people who enjoy.
He is other people.
He is other people.
And he
Silence.